at some point, you've got to give the people who support this program something to chew on. They got to have a bone to chew on, man. And we're in year 2 here of the Chad Morris era, and there just isn't anything. I mean, aside from like recruiting that they did well last year. But coming to you from, I guess I should introduce myself. This is Trey Biddy with HawgSports.com, coming to you from Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, field level, following Arkansas's 51-10 loss to the Auburn Tigers. It's a good look at Razorback Stadium. There are 54,000 fans in here. And the fans that were here were great, but it is one of the lowest crowds for an SEC game since the expansion. At some point, you got to throw the fans a bone, man. Arkansas was an 18.5-point underdog in this one, and they lose by 41. So nobody was expecting Arkansas to come out with a win or anything. It's not like people had high hopes, but maybe come in and compete. Auburn had 2 weeks to prepare for Arkansas, but I don't know that mattered. Ben Hicks was the only quarterback to play. I know a lot of people want to see KJ Jefferson, some kind of spark of hope for the future. But if you play KJ right now, then what, you're going to trot him out against Alabama on the road for his second SEC game if you'd have played him in this one for his second game? I just don't know if that's the right thing to do with him. If we're not talking, I mean, what are you going to salvage this season by doing that? By having him get wrecked against Alabama. So wait, if you want to see something for next year with him, wait till the Mississippi State game. Then you can salvage that red shirt and play him the rest of the season. Maybe fans would be pleased with that. Maybe that would be enough. But man, it has just been, in year 2, you would expect to see some kind of step forward. And we're just not seeing that. You know the personnel is better on this team. You know they're more acclimated to the system, but we're just not seeing a lot of improvement. And I don't know how far that is, how far off that is, if we're ever going to see it. I mean, it's real hard right now to see a future. I mean, like players in the locker room, you know, they'll say stuff like, you can't see it right now, but it's coming. And I mean, even with Brett in his second year, you know, you really started to see them turn on there towards the end of the season. And I just don't know if that's going to happen with Arkansas. Mississippi State isn't very good, but I'm not going to predict them to beat Mississippi State or anybody. I mean, Western Kentucky maybe. I mean, that you want to look ahead. How does next week look against Auburn, or excuse me, against Alabama on the road? I mean, you might say it can't look any worse than this, but it can. It can get worse. I mean, Gus Malzahn is Chad Morris's friend. So if that's your buddy, what's Nick Saban going to do? What's up, fellas? It's a difficult situation. How's it going? Difficult situation. So Ben Hicks was, and I'll say this, the defense had a stretch there where they started playing well, and I kind of jinxed and I tweeted, you know, since that long run, they gave up early. The defense is, you know, playing okay, and then they kind of got away from them there, but the offense just didn't muster anything. I don't think it would have been totally senseless to bring in another quarterback, see what the other quarterback could do. Here comes a group of people. I mean, Arkansas fans are almost just like laughing, joking, apathetic. You don't even see, like the fans that were there, I mean, they were great when they needed them, but you can hear a lot of laughing, like that fake punt. Here's another thing that you have to consider. The last 2 years, there are a couple of special teams plays against Arkansas that have been nothing short of embarrassing nationally. And you had the punt return last year against North Texas, and then this fake punt, which I've seen them run in practice, and I've seen it work in practice. Obviously, it's not coming against a live defense, but that could not have ended worse. I mean, I guess you don't pick up if they don't pick up the first down, you know, and the play gets blown up, okay, but it was, I mean, just throwing it right to the other team. You don't see a fake punt end that badly. And Arkansas special teams overall, until today have been pretty good, especially when you compare them to last year. But Arkansas struggles up front on the offensive line. We knew Auburn's defensive line was going to be very good. I mean, Auburn was the better team in all of this, but you still shouldn't be losing 51-10 in year 2 to anybody, really. I mean, that's tough. In Fayetteville, I mean, it's difficult to be a fan. It's difficult to be in the media. I mean, there's even media people who are supposed to be impartial saying, man, I just wish Arkansas would get a win, because they have to deal with this every day. You can't just step out of it. You know, if you're in the media, you can't just walk away. You're in it. It's your job every day. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, is the answer really just giving him more time? Because that's kind of the same answer you get every time. What's up, fellas? What's up? How's it going? I'm considering walk and talk. A loyal listener. So, yeah, I mean, you hear the same stuff after practice. You got to go back to work, got to grind. They do have to do all those things, but at some point, maybe look within a little bit and figure, is there something that you're doing that's just not getting through to the players? I do think that they have better talent than you know what we're giving them credit for. I mean, when you consider some of the young guys. Now let's talk about this. You know, Trey Burks doesn't even touch the ball until like a few minutes left in the first half. Doesn't even touch it. And they've got that Wildcat thing designed for him. It didn't really work out that great, but I think it can. I mean, he's such an electric athlete. You just got to figure out ways to get your playmakers the ball more. And, I mean, it's just not happening. We'll run across the street. Woo! All right. I'm over towards the car. I wish I had more to say, guys, but I don't know what else. I mean, once things just start happening the same over and over and over again, I mean, what else am I supposed to say about it? They've got to figure something out at quarterback. Okay. They've got to figure out somebody else at running back. All right. Offensive line's got to get better. I mean, I don't really know what to say anymore. They've got to get better. They're not getting any better. They talk a lot, but I mean, literally, I'm just thinking after I'm done with the game, I'm like, well, I've got to do this walk and talk thing. What am I going to say? What am I going to say that hasn't been said already, or that you're not thinking? There's nothing. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Arkansas is not very good. They haven't been getting any better. They're still laughed at. I mean, they're going to show that ridiculous fake punt over and over again. And so it's like kind of like the North Texas game when you lost that. You knew it was going to be compounded because they're going to show that punt return. And now everybody's going to see 51-10 against Auburn. I mean, it's not like it can get more comical. I know it's tough on everybody. I know it's tough on Chad Morris. I know it's tough on the players, the coaches, the fans, the media, everybody involved with Arkansas. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say anymore. I literally have no idea what else to say. Walking around here, talking to myself, people looking at me like I'm crazy, I'm sure. But maybe I am. Maybe I'm crazy for getting involved in Razorback athletics. You know, seeing Darren McFadden down there, though, you kind of get the feeling that, you know, I don't want to say you get the feeling, but you understand that things can get better. At some point, they will. I mean, it can't always be like this, can it? Some way they got to figure out how to pull themselves out of this. And I mean, I know a lot of you are asking yourself, you know, is Chad Morris the answer? I mean, not asking yourself that. I know most fans probably think that right now. Is more time the answer? Are things going to change next year? Do they have what it takes on this roster to get to a bowl game next year? Because if they don't, you know, what are we really doing? If they can't get to a bowl game next year, because they're not getting to one this year, obviously. If they can't get to a bowl game next year, I can tell you what, if things keep going the way they are this season, there's no reason to think they won't. Chad Morse is still the coach at Arkansas. I mean, there's going to probably be changes. Usually after a season like this, there's going to be changes. But it could be really, really toxic in the offseason. I mean, really bad. Like, kind of like when Houston Nutt was at Arkansas, how that got. It could be pretty nasty. And is that something that you want to go through as an athletic program? The only answer is for them to figure something out, and I don't know if they have the answer for that. I don't know if there is an answer. All right, everybody. I'm sure this was real invigorating for everyone to listen to, but I want to thank everybody for listening. Appreciate your support. Sign up at HawgSports.com. We got basketball tomorrow. That should be entertaining. Arkansas versus Little Rock in Bud Walton Arena. Going to unveil Nolan Richardson Court. That should be fun. Basketball season should be fun, and people, I think, are anxious for something like that, something to cheer about. And there's always baseball, of course, but we know what the state can do if basketball, you know, is real exciting. Everybody getting behind them. So another disappointing loss for Arkansas, 51-10 to Auburn. It's been Trey Biddy. Oh, it's my birthday. They always play poorly on my birthday. So happy birthday to me. Thanks, everybody. This has been Trey Biddy with HawgSports.com. We'll catch you next time.